your screen. All opinions expressed on various topics does not intended to convey hate toward anyone or place. All our topics and conversations are designed to foster societal learning and growth through open-minded discussion. Viewers are encouraged to engage with a balanced perspective, supporting informed and open-minded dialogue at their own discretion.
This not daily rant to my people, but too loud make I give you simple. Street they talk but my heart they filter. Now I bring them raw daily rant. This not daily rant to my people, but too loud make I give you simple. Street they talk but my heart they filter. Now I bring them raw daily rant.
We're back. Hi viewers, welcome to another episode of your daily rant. If you don't know who I am, maybe today I'll go viral. Maybe. Call me Lex. My name is Lex. It's not difficult to know at all. Alright? Just call me Lex. Very simple. Okay? So, what do I have for you today? I want to draw your attention to something. A couple of weeks ago, I said something along the line. I said, what if everything we've known all our lives, what if it was a lie? Okay? What every knowledge you've ever acquired was based on a lie? Your education, what was it based on? Is there any fact behind it? So we're going to have a discussion today a little bit about it. So please share this link with your friends and your family, because I'm going to ask some questions that you will have to answer, not me. I will ask you. You can think for yourself. Can you? So come. So we're going to go to, because today is Professor Lex that is speaking. So I have to ginger you up. Now, I use a lot of Yoruba English. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, type into the comment and say, Lex, explain what you just said. I will explain to you. Okay. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I said, what if everything you've ever learned and understood, what if it was based on a lie? What if it was based on a very systematic way of manipulating you with the English text and English language and English words? Okay, it's called education. What if you've been programmed to look at things a certain way because intellectually you have to overlook certain things because it's too much information for you, because you think it's irrelevant? Because one of the things education likes to do is that it likes to take away the things that you think it's not important and want to distract you with things that you think that is important. Let me take off my glasses. For those who know me, if you know me very well, you know what this means. So let's get it. Number one, I went back as 400 years and I found some interesting details about how we've been systematically educated to look at things a certain way and just overlook a lot of things. I don't want to waste too much of your time. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Where's it? Let's use this one. Now, trigger alert, trigger alert, trigger alert. You might be triggered if you see this. I'm not deliberately trying to trigger you. I'm just trying to let you open your mind. Okay? Don't be triggered if you're black, white, doesn't matter where you're from. This is not to trigger you. This is not to insult your core, but I want this to be educational. Okay? Be educational. Let me show you this screen. Where's the screen again? Bam. Okay. Founded to train Puritan clergy, founded by slavery. These went back as 1600. I'm taking you to a ride. We will get to the destination. Don't rush. When you look at this picture, what do you see? This picture is showing you that everything is, you can see it for what it is. It's just slavery. Huh? Okay? Now, you can see that in the picture there is a cross, there's a sheep, and there's a building beside it. This picture that you're seeing, they all symbolize something. They meant something. See, that building you're looking there, that is an Ivy League school. Okay? And the boat is what they used to carry those men walking in those picture, that grass. That is how they brought them there. And the guy standing in front of them, holding a cane, you know who they are. Then you think, what is the correlation with all these things Lex is showing? Let me show you. Now, the Ivy League, if you know America, okay? The Ivy League was created in the 1600s. Okay? The Ivy League was an education arm of colonial Christianity, founded by colonial wealth, training ministers. I want you to, don't forget this one. You see? Training ministers for empire and producing religious and intellectual justification that spreads Christianity alongside slavery and colonialism. Now, I want you to understand this very well. The Ivy League is the educational arm of colonial Christianity. And this modern day that you and I are living today, we are living through colonial. Live stream is hanging. So it's founded by colonial wealth for training ministers for the empire and producing religious and intellectual justification that spreads Christianity alongside slavery and colonialism. So the Christianity that you have today was sponsored by the Ivy League. And who are the Ivy League? They are some of the most well-funded universities in America. Okay? So even when you want to blame Europe alone, you need to look further. All right? Now, let me show you the second prompt. Now, this is the picture of what they've done so far. And they've done it very well. Some of the most funded places on the planet of this earth are some of these universities. Okay? Do you know some of American universities, they have more money than most countries do? You know that? Yes. They are richer. Some universities are more richer than some countries. Now, I want you to start using that critical thinking that hopefully that you have. Then we're going to see what they've done so far. Because you see, in this life, everything has a beginning. The English that I'm speaking today, this is from colonial education. Because I'm not supposed to be speaking English. I should be speaking my native language, which is Yoruba. You should have to come to my hometown and learn how to speak my language to communicate with me. I don't have to learn how to speak English to communicate to you so you can understand me. Now, if we both come to the same place, that you would invest your time and resources like how to learn English. If you had to do the same to learn Yoruba, then maybe I have the same mutual respect that you have. Because right from the get-go, you don't even respect me because you don't even think my language is even important enough for you to want to learn. This is another reason why when you travel overseas, you have to learn how to speak English, German, French, Spanish, Portuguese. These are the ways that you have to learn, because if you don't learn how to communicate, there is not going to be any kind of form of transaction or understanding. But it seems to be that everybody else needs to learn how to speak in English so you can communicate. So that is some serious level of colonial education. As you can see on that prompt, Ivy League was the educational arm of colonial Christianity, founded by colonial wealth for training ministers. Who are the ministers of today's world? Your pastors, your prophet, your politicians. These are the ministers of the Ivy League because they were sent out by the empire to tell people about this and about that. So we get there. Now, moving forward. Let's get back to my studio. Come back here. So I hope that introduction makes a little sense to you. Now, this is where it's going to start getting ugly. I found a video of an African man that kind of shed a light on some things. And this man makes a lot of serious sense. And this is what that colonial education has done to Christianity. And this man is going to help me communicate to you, so maybe you can have an understanding. So if you have this live stream, if you know any Christian to say, whatever Christian, if you really believe in God, if you really believe it in the teaching of the so-called Holy Spirit, I need your attention. Because when your pastor is teaching in church, you shut up and you listen. You'll be there for 5-6 hours. You won't complain. So sit your ass down and listen. Okay? I want this man to give to articulate things. Maybe it could help you have a better understanding. Then you can start asking the proper and the right questions. I don't want to waste your time. Let's get it straight.
I used to think that the church and politics were two different monsters. I was wrong. They are two heads on the same beast, feeding on your fear and your faith, tearing flesh from your bones while you clap. This one requires you to think and be patient.
That is number one. Christians tend not to, they're some of the most impatient people you ever find on this earth. Because as long as it's not their pastor talking, they don't have the patience to listen, because just me talking like this will make them feel like I want to go against you. I have no problem. I'm a Christian myself. So please, I want you to sit down. Just give me your 20, 30 minutes of attention. All right? Because these are information that we need now. Because after the fiasco that happened this week, telling us that rapture was supposed to happen 3 days ago, that it didn't happen, I need your attention to hear me out. Okay? Can you do that? Thank you.
The politician steals in the daylight, and the pastor sanctifies the theft at night. The politician drains the treasury, and the pastor tells you to pray for your leaders. The politician builds no roads, no schools, no hospitals, yet funds cathedrals and mosques because he knows that religion is the leash around your own neck.
And that's the thing. A lot of people have taken religion to a whole different level. Even though when you're telling them the most obvious truth, they will not listen to you because they're way deep into it. Their mind is shackled already. There's no explanation. So hopefully this can make you reason a little bit.
It is a perfect arrangement. The politician poisons you with corruption, and the church sedates you with obedience. The politician denies you food, and the pastor tells you to fast. The politician robs your future, but the pastor says respect your elders. You are chained at both ends, one by fear of the state, the other by fear of God. This is not spirituality or politics. This is slavery in its most elegant disguise.
Yeah. It's only the modern Christianity that we have today that more people spend more money in the so-called house of the Lord, and they can't even put food on their own table. If I'm lying, ask your neighbor when you go to church on Sunday.
Think about it. The food industry poisons you. The pharmaceutical industry makes money from treating you. That is exactly what the church and politics have perfected. One breaks you, the other consoles you. One destroys, the other distracts. One steers, the other sings over your grave. And you don't resist. You bow, you obey, you tithe, you clap while they got you alive. Instead of storming the palaces, you storm the altars. Instead of protesting, you kneel. Instead of demanding justice, you close your eyes and wait for heaven to do what your hands refuse to do. Tell me, what gospel blesses thieves in office? What?
Yeah. People pray very much for the politicians to keep doing the same thing. The cost of the living that you have today, it's spiking up every day like coronavirus, but nothing has changed. You're still in the same situation and you're paying more. And you're praying more for the politics, for the world to go around. Are you stupid? Are you actually stupid? If you know you're not stupid, pay attention.
What kind of faith baptizes corruption? What kind of shepherd trains the sheep to love the wolf? Look around. That mega church, it isn't a house of God. It's a monument of your silence. The pulpit isn't salvation. It's a microphone for the state. The politician buys the pastor's loyalty with contracts and cash. The pastor buys your loyalty with fear of hair.
And that is the one of the biggest one. One of the biggest tool that Christianity is done is that to tell you that being poor is good because you shouldn't seek the worldly wealth. And because if you do, you're going to go to hell. It's the biggest tool they've always used. I got bought into it for years. For years, I bought into the idea. For years. Then a lot of things hadn't sense at all. It wasn't making sense. I am not anti-Christianity at all. But I think we've lost what Christianity was all about. I'm going to show you some things. We're going to get there.
Together, they've mastered the economy of your stupidity. They don't even need chains anymore. They simply need pulpits. And here is the part that should shame you. The system survives because you keep feeding it. You keep voting for thieves and praying for them afterward. You keep funding pulpits while your hospitals rot. You keep begging for revival while your leaders blunder. You're not just a victim, you're the accomplice. So let me say this plain. Politics poisons you. The church sings you to sleep. And you, yes, you supply the blood.
And that is the core thing. Thank you, brother. Please.
This not daily rant. This not daily rant to my people.
Ladies and gentlemen, every time I'm trying to talk about these things, my software usually does this. My software will completely go dark. So I hope you guys can see me. I'm back. You see, this is when I know I'm doing something good. Because everything out there is trying to stop me from having this conversation. It's trying to discourage you from you listening to me. But I'll talk about it. If this is going to help one person to make them deviate their life from how they've been living it before, I've done my job. Every time I try to have this sort of discussion, the software always does this. All right. It's all right. Let's move on. All right. What were we? Now, let me show you the second version of this conversation. And for those who missed that first one, I will come back again tomorrow. I will do it again. Yes, I will do it again. But let's move on. So, not only that my software is lagging, it is extremely laughable why it's lagging. So, let's move on. Let me share the screen.
God is love. Is he not?
Yes, he is.
So you fight with the devil in heaven.
Yeah.
And when you fail to kill the devil in heaven, you bring him to earth. And you put him in the blankets with your children. And then you say to your children, if the devil bites you, I'll kill you also. And then you say in John 3:16, for God so loved the world. I am a father. I will not fight with a snake in the bush. And then bring the snake that I failed to kill in the bush into my house. There is Mars, there is Jupiter, there is Plato, there is Venus, 1,000 galaxies out there where God could have taken the devil and dumped him there to leave his children in peace. No! Take the devil.
Put him on earth.
And by the way, this problem of sin does not begin on earth. Where does it begin?
In heaven.
So why are human beings being troubled by a divine problem?
Because God would have an ulterior plan at the end, which we don't know.
And so don't then if you don't know, don't ask me things that you don't know. Can you just stop right there?
Yes, yeah, but I would want to understand what. Obviously, you know something better.
If I am a father and I must teach my children and show love, I don't think that the God of the Bible is the God of the universe. I don't think that the God of the Bible is the God of creation. Because that God is favorites, which are the Jews. That God is segregation. He's got chosen people. And he has chosen that group of people. And then all of you, those people can kill you, destroy you, take your land and etc. and say nothing. Because those are my favorite children. But if those are your favorite children, then who are we? Then why did you make us? And if you wanted the Jews to become your favorite children, why did you take the land that belongs to the Palestinians and the Philistines and give it to your favorite children? Now that war has been going for more than 4,000 years. In the name of these are my favorite children. Are you not? Is that God not the source of war? Is that not God the source of anger between tribes and nations that you created? Even you. How many children do you have?
One so far.
Okay. When you have 2 children, then you buy ice cream for this child. And then you tell the other child, I love you, my darling. Unfortunately, I didn't buy you ice cream. Go and take the ice cream from the other child. Kill him if he refuses to give you the ice cream.
Yes.
And then you say to the other child, I love you.
Yeah.
Are you okay? So this whole packaging of religion, which gives the white people pseudo-Jews, pseudo-Ashkenazis, the right to destroy the world in the name of that God. Go and Google. I wish you can put this as an attachment on this video where Netanyahu blatantly was blasting the whole world.
Yeah.
We are not subjects of the Bible.
Yes.
We are above the Bible.
Yes.
We don't have to obey the commandments of God. We are God's chosen people. And all of you are our servants. We are not subject to the text. We are above the text.
Netanyahu.
You find it in his own words.
And the Bible says we should pray for them. The Netanyahus.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Then who prays for us? We must pray for them to kill us. We must pray for them to destroy us because they are God's favorite children. Then I have a question for God. Then who made us? So I telling you that we are all made to be servants of Jewish Ashkenazi theology. The Jews are allowed to do as they please, destroy Gaza, destroy Iran, destroy Iraq, vandalize the whole world, run around the whole, spoiled brat, spoiled child in the name of theology. So I can submit to you, blatantly so. That religion is a mother of chaos. And remnant theology is a progenitor, is the very source of global mischief.
I love that man. He speaks freely. He says things a lot of people do not like to hear. And he doesn't lie because he's a great thinker, a deep, deep thinker. And like I did yesterday on my live stream, and I said it, yes, free Palestine. I don't care about any political affiliation. I don't care about left, right, middle. I don't care. But one thing that I care about is about people. I'm pro-human being. If the shoe was in other foot, I'll say exactly the same thing. Nothing is going to change. Because we have to get to the point in this life. There is a lot of questions we need to start asking. This is not to attack Israel or to favor Palestine. It's the ideology behind it, the education behind it. Where was this mindset? Where does this come from? Where does this come from? Tell me one thing that he said that is a lie. Remember at the start of this live stream, I said, we can trace back the modern education to the Ivy League. Modern religion, the Christianity, was founded by the Ivy League. If you go back and Google it yourself, you see exactly where the Ivy League originated from. Back in the 16th century. At the start of this live stream, I showed you, towards the end, for those who are just coming in, I'll show it again just to let you guys understand where all these things originated from the get-go. Because these are the guys that really, truly, truly controls the world. Like I said, some Ivy League school, they're more richer than some countries' GDP. Where are they getting the money from? Oh, it's an old money. We're talking way back in the 16th century. Because the Ivy League is the new arm of modern Christianity. Because they train the ministers for them to go into the world and spread the so-called gospel. And most especially, unfortunately, my gullible African brothers and sisters, the Ivy League did something that is the greatest robbery that the human existence has ever known. You know what they did? They gave us Bible, they took all our lands. They gave us Bible, they took all our resources. They gave us Bible, they took all our culture. They gave us Bible, they took all our medicines. Because the form of medicine that they used to know back in those days was chemistry. But everything about Africa is organic, it's in the land, it's traditional. They took that knowledge, they include their Ivy League education, they use it to create a lot of things that you and I see today. This is how it begins. Let me show you another man. Because, like I said, this live stream, I want it to be educational. I'm not attacking Christians. I'm not attacking anyone. I'm not attacking Israel, Jew. I don't need to. I'm pro-human being. Enough people have unalived for no reason. In 2025, the so-called leaders of the world, They would rather sign contracts to build more weapons than sign a contract to build more farm, more food, more resources into building more medicine to fix a lot of people who've been hampering all kind of medical situation. They're more happy to invest trillions of dollars in devices that is going to destroy the world. And their justification doesn't make sense. But these are the people that write policies and affect your life, neither you like it or not. These are the people that people follow around. Some people won't date somebody because they're not left or they're not right. Because our political ideology does not match. What about survival? So, let me show you this man again. I want to forward this video because I don't want it to take too long. So this man, he used to be a preacher. Okay?
Need another God. If I could just be.
Let me show you this man. He used to be a preacher. He's a pastor. And he wants to tell us the truth about the church. And remember, like I said at the start of this live stream, it used to be about the Ivy League, because the modern way we see Christianity today is very influenced by the Ivy League. Okay, we're going to show you with the Ivy League. I'll show you.
Be transparent. Black people in particular, my people, we look at church as a place to go because you hurt. We call it a place for the hurting. I want you to understand something. Church, particularly in our community, these pastors, they prey on your pain, life circumstances, and tell you that Jesus meant for it to happen that way and that he has a plan for your life. And then what they'll do is, by manipulating your pain, make you believe that the pain is all part of this process, because Christianity is an abusive message that gloats in ignorance, celebrates pain and affliction to the degree that when something horrendous happens, like children with cancer, it will cause Christians to say things like, nevertheless, not my will, but his will be done. God's ways are above our ways, or whatever the case may be. They look for these excuses to make life more palatable for them while turning a blind eye to the fact that their God either doesn't care or does not exist. So with that being said, the issues that we are taking to God in prayer and jumping all over the church concerning, those issues, are they not things that we can change ourselves? When I look close at, God's going to do it, do what? Break down what this is that people are talking about when they talk about God's about to do something. They're talking about jobs, LLCs, they're talking about stuff. Supposing that gain is godliness, right? Anti-Bible. But they'll throw something in there like, oh, I'm praying for a deeper anointing. That's verbal mumbo jumbo word salad, means nothing. The average person who prays is praying for something that they themselves can do something about. Finances, relationships, your own issues within yourself. At the end of the day, church is a place to avoid accountability. Church is somewhere to go where you can say, God, you do it. The devil did this. The devil stole. God, give it back. It is a slave position.
He said what I was waiting for him to say. Remember, the Ivy League funded the modern way we see Christianity. And they funded the ministers to go and spread the word, which led to slavery, which led to a lot of things. And this is the world that you and I live in, because a lot of people, your slaveryness is not just because you have shackle in your hand. You have shackle in your brain. And I'm not telling you not to believe in Jesus. I'm not telling you not to believe in God. But there's a much more deeper knowledge that a lot of people do not seek, because a lot of people, they're too lazy to ask questions. And that's where the problem is. Church has been programmed people not to ask questions.
Right here.
They lie to us.
Because the church has been programmed for you to keep quiet, follow what the pastor says, follow what the church says, in the name of education. That is why a lot of people's life has never changed. Their life is still the same. Everything is God. God this. God will do it. You see that you sit your fat ass at home. You will not go acquire skills. And you say God will do it. You don't have a job for 2-3 years, but you have enough time to go to church. But yet you don't learn any trade. You don't get any qualification. God will do it. You have certificate. You're qualified. But you're too lazy because you can't work on your mental health. God will do it. You acquire more debt every day. Like you said, a lot of people don't like to hold themselves accountable. Then they will go to church. And it takes away their accountability because God will do it. It's only in Africa that I know that people want to travel overseas. They will take the pastor to their passports. They will take it to the church so that they can pray on their passport. And that's how they're going to travel. They're not going to go to an embassy trying to get a visa. But the pastor will pray on the passport. Just miraculously, the visa will just jump into their passport. Yes, there's a lot of people who believe that. And I think the Ivy League, one of the ways they've really manipulated people has always been using education. The same form of education that they refuse to go and learn other people. Even though if they do, they would never admit they do. That same education is how they used to manipulate people a lot. Now, you know me and American people. I love them, but I don't like their culture. And I don't hide it. Now, let me show you some of the, things that has happened from it. Because for the fact that they've taken the concept of family away in the culture because men are seen as obstacle. And the Ivy League team, they're so smart. And they told the African American women that, why do you need a man when you can get a check from the government? Now the ladies are now opening their ears now. I think they're getting smarter now to see the let me show you an African American woman telling us things we need to know from the sisterhood. Let's have it.
They told us that the only provision a black man can give is money. And we ate it up.
That is number one thing. And I know I haven't talked about relationship for a while. I'm not a relationship guru, okay? I'm not trying to tell you that I know everything about relationship. But I live in this world just like you do. This is the only time in my lifetime I've seen some of the most educated women in the world, some of the most richest people in the world. At the same time, I find some of the most self-entitled, selfish, me women that I've ever known in my life. But wait, before you get overly triggered. These are the words that usually comes up from this sort of conversation. I'm not your mother. Why do you expect me to be your mother? Why do I need to take care of you? A woman today will prefer a man that has money but lacks no moral values at all. As long as the money is coming, she's content. These are the women that is in a lot of dating pool today. And this one, because this relationship virus has affected everyone in the rest of the world. And this is why I said I don't like American culture. I don't. Because this lady now, she's going to tell you, they started opening their eyes. They started seeing exactly what we've been talking about.
They trained us to make finance the primary focus of our relationship with him.
That's why many of you ladies, you're never going to find a man. I'm not trying to be mean. Because the foundation of what you think the value of a man is, you think it's a dollar sign. Because a lot of people cannot think. So you look me as I am right now, you will only find me attractive because I make a certain amount of money. not my quality as an individual, not my morals, not the core principle of what makes me a man. These are the women that we have today that we have to pick from.
They taught us that if he's not giving you money, don't even let him be a father to his child.
Just listen to that. If he doesn't have money, he's not entitled to be a father. This is the world that we live in. Money, 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 money.
If he's not giving you money, he has no say-so. He can't tell you nothing. If he's not giving you money, he can't make the rules in the house, because who's ever making the money makes the rules.
I mean, it's so sad that I've known some very good men that have made a lot of mistakes in their life. And you get to the point when you really understand what really matters in this life. It's always been family. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You can be Elon Musk. You can have all the money from here to Kafanchan. A day is going to come. You're not going to have the strength to do whatever you do. Then you really understand what you've done with all your life. It always ends up as family. Family is the most important thing you can afford and you cannot afford at the same time. Now, in saying that doesn't mean that every man on the planet of this earth is a good man. No, a lot of men are not even trained to be boyfriends, not even talk of fathers or husbands. But it shouldn't take away the core principle of the thing that should be more important to look for in a man. But unfortunately, like I've said many times, we live in a time whereby people will do anything not to suffer, because people think suffering is something that you need to eat one loaf of bread for 10 days. That is how people look at suffering. The most difficult thing you can do to yourself as a man, especially, is that you need to learn how to tell yourself no. But we live in a time whereby these are the things that we have. You will see, there was a couple of months ago, I saw there was this woman who was talking. She was asking for a guy to buy her a car. If a guy cannot buy her a car, she don't think he's a high value man. An object that you can drive and you can crash. An object that is nothing but the liability in your bank account. You have to pay more money to keep the thing that you're bragging about. So as long as a guy does not have money, it does not have value. And whoever come up with that high value concept, now Ogun, now Ayelala, now go finish you.
They reduced the black man's value to his wallet. And we went along with it. And now we can't even see the priceless value that he brings that has nothing to do with the paycheck. Because a real man brings more than just money.
But it takes a level of maturity to actually see that. Most of the women today, this is how they receive information, like she's saying. It goes into this ear, it comes out of here. They don't keep nothing. Because as long as you don't say the guy is making a kind of money, nah, they're too softy. They're going to say, I'm not your mother. Huh? Why should I need to suffer? That's some of the excuse mumbo jumbo they're going to give you. Unfortunately. So I'm happy some of them are getting smarter, because if I say something like this, you're not going to take it because it's coming from a man. How will I understand how you feel as a woman? Because I'm not a woman. Because your needs to be met. If your needs are not met, then you don't think you should put yourself in that situation, because a man needs to provide for you.
He brings direction. He brings guidance. He brings leadership. He brings protection. But if all you're looking for is cash, you'll miss all of that. Some of y'all would rather have a rich man who's useless in every other area than a man that could actually lead you and build with you. And that's why our homes are broken.
Yes. And the issue is now spreading into Africa too. especially Nigerian women. I've been hearing a lot of stories about them today. Chai, it's crazy. Yeah, congratulations. You bought the okie dokie. Who doesn't like free money? As long as it makes you to be, a single parent, why not? Because, you see, this is when I said we need to trace a lot of things back. Where does this modern form of education comes from? And what are the systematic tools they've used all this time? Is education. They've educated people against their own best interest. Your education, your PhD, your master's degree, your bachelor's degree, your whatever degree you want to call it, is actually working against you. Because the core most important thing you need in this life is always been that you need to remember that every stages in your life, you're going to need different things. You get to a point in your life, you cannot do what you're doing right now. And when you don't have the right support system, what is going to help you? We've always needed each other, neither you like it or not. Straight, gay, bisexual, LGBT, it doesn't matter. Everybody needs support. But we've been programmed to think that we're better off by ourselves. Why do I need you when I can do it, when I can pay my own bills by myself? What do I need it for? Because the only thing that you think I bring to your life is money. So once I don't bring money, you don't have any value for me. But it seems to be very common within our sisters, our women. They use all these words so many times. It gets away from becoming hurt. So this actually encourage a lot of men to be degenerate because they don't even want to even care about building themselves, building their morals and their values properly. They rather just do whatever they can to make money. As long as they make money, they know they can get any girl. And any girl will go for them. After the girl ends up spending time with a guy who is not properly trained, who is not as disciplined as it needs to be, then you go hit your head on the pole. Once things didn't work out, then you come back and start blaming an average guy who doesn't have nothing to do with it. These are the things that you guys don't think about at all. It's your need first, everything else is secondary.
If you don't like black men, please keep it to your fucking self. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care what black man drug you through the mud. We don't give a damn. Keep it to yourself. Because you ain't doing nothing but trying to create an alliance. A whole bunch of motherfucking black women that just hate black men just for one black man that did something to you. And you gonna blame it on every other black man out here. No, bitch, keep it to yourself. We don't care. We don't care at all. We don't give a damn if you don't like black men. Stop getting on the goddamn TikTok telling people that. Keep it to yourself, right in the fucking diary. But we don't give a fuck. To the black women that love black men and love the ground that black men walk on, we don't give a fuck at all. Damn, shut up. Whining assholes. Then I got me a white man. The white man treat me better. Girl, bye. You was still getting the same black man because you never changed yourself. Take accountability. And there is a such thing as getting the same exact black man in a different body. Like, why are we acting like that ain't, like, what? It's the same thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is what American culture gives you. So, I'm not happy with this live stream because the software really messed things up for me. But I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm going to do this again. Because I need to do it the way I'm supposed to do it. The software wasn't very, very pleasant at all. But before I go, I just want to remind you, the recap, because I'll do this again probably tomorrow, is I need to ask some serious questions. In 2025, are you happy? Is things the way it needs to be? What has improved in your life this year? What is something new that you've learned this year? If you were to change your scenario in your life, what would it be? What tools would you use? What if you need to uneducate yourself so you can educate yourself the right way? What if everything you've believed all your life, what if it was a lie? What if the method of education, the method of Christianity that you so believe in, what if that Christianity is actually not the right Christianity that you need to know about? What is the right Christianity? I will dig more research tomorrow. then I'll give you a little bit more. I'm not happy with this live stream because the software was just messing up. And this is why it's very important. We need to get past a lot of mentality and ideology that we have. We need to get to the point whereby we need to start paying attention on things that really, really, really matters. Africans, Jesus is not coming anytime soon. The longer you wait, the longer you're going to be poor. Elevate this one first. Then go and acquire knowledge. Go and learn skills.